So you know how like when your parents like you come home from school and you have that report card and you're like, this is gonna suck. They're definitely gonna scream at me, and then they say I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed. How much f***ing worse that hurts. One per episode.
You know, I'm sitting here going, what's better, having a comeback or getting high? I guess it's redemption over ascension. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. Whatever time of day you were watching.
Well, that's a finish your drink worthy offense.
It's up or nothing just happened. Guys, that was something.
That was something.
Excellent. Let's just go ahead and preface. Excellent show. Maybe top to bottom, in full honesty, maybe top to bottom. But just going in fully expecting a finish and it not happening.
As you can tell, we were definitely pulling for Hangman.
I was pulling for something else, but that's besides the point. Let's just work through the card. It's not going to be the full card. Sorry for people that tune in for the full card.
Both of you, we apologize.
Jamie Hayter and Mercedes Moné. Hey, guess what? Moné Hogan wins again.
We've seen enough.
Amazing match.
We've seen enough.
I personally sat down and said, I want to enjoy this match. And so I sat down and I enjoyed the match. Until the finish when she dropped Jamie on her freaking head for a roll-up. Not just a pile driver.
A roll-up. It was a roll-up driver. And look, Mercedes has this thing, right? If the match is 20 minutes, 19 of those are going to be real good. And that last minute, I don't know what happened. She has never hit her finisher right, ever. I don't think she's hit it right in practice.
When she has a crazy person, or some might say a wild thing, yelling in their ears, saying, go home.
Go home. She just she shuts down. And it was like, that was a really solid match. And then all of a sudden, just conk, she drives Jamie Hayter's head into the freaking ground.
Yeah.
Which, like, look, if you paralyze your opponent, you don't have to worry about him kicking out. So I guess that kind of worked. But
it was quite a good match.
It was like 19 minutes of a really good 20-minute match.
Let's just hit the high points. Kazuchika Okada and Speedball Bailey.
That's the high point of the freaking night.
Chef's kiss.
Speedball Bailey did a thing when most people take a dragon screw, there's a full roll through.
Yeah.
And as nasty as it looks, like in my brain, I can at least separate. Like, okay, they completed the maneuver. Speedball takes a dragon screw and just falls directly to his side and clutches his knee, and I thought the match was over. When you can, like, as analytically as we look at wrestling, if you can shock me with something that simple, you're doing something right and your psychology is solid. So when he took that dragon screw, instead of rolling all the way through and he just dropped to a side, grabbed the knee, I was like, oh no, everything with an L in his knee just went boom. And he went 15 minutes after that. I was like, oh, thank God.
Yeah. The finish was solid. The little Weapon X, I think is what he calls it.
His backflip double knee, and Okada drop kicks him like as he is here, takes the drop kick, sets up the Rainmaker, and lays him out.
1, 2, 3.
And we've set our tone of the night for these 50-50 matches where, like,
Absolutely.
The person you expect kind of expect wins in a perfect 50-50, like either one could take this. I kind of love that.
Yeah. If you watched our rant, you saw that we picked Okada in the sense of if we were doing predictions, so it worked. But something we didn't see, maybe we saw a little bit, Tony Storm, Mina Shirakawa, just chef's kiss of a match.
Oh, I mean, perfection. You've got two of the best women doing it, being two of the best women doing it.
Absolutely.
And apparently, one of the third of the best women doing it just decided, I'm not showing up. She's too busy hanging out with Nick Wayne, apparently. Lucky bastard. But, yeah. Sometimes you build stuff up in your head. Don't fantasy book, folks. Because a great match, and we're just going, where the hell's Mariah? Is it now? Is it now? Nope. Don't fantasy book. It just leads you to disappointment. Great match. And we're sitting here mad about the thing that didn't happen because we built it up in our own heads.
Not wrong. You're not wrong.
And wait till we get to Anarchy in the Arena.
Yeah, let's just go ahead and skip to Anarchy in the Arena.
Ambulance match? Bang. Did not go how
Oh, yeah. Ambulance match was great. It was way more exciting than I thought it was going to be.
When they played the video package and there was the scenes from Collision that I missed, and it just starts off with Mark Briscoe saying, every time I look across the ring, it's that shiny-headed scallywag Ricochet. And I was like, I don't care what happens. This might be my match of the night.
Yeah.
And I was right. It was definitely up there until the matches happened after.
Yeah.
But, I mean, Briscoe bled buckets. Ricochet won looking like an absolute bastard.
Yeah.
And look, Mark Briscoe can take an L and not, not lose credibility. I mean, he went through that whole Continental Classic and won like one match, and every night he put on the best match.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So Anarchy.
Anarchy in the Arena was fun, as it is every year.
Bodies hit the floor tonight.
Bodies hit the floor. I didn't hate it.
No, man, I would go a step beyond and say I freaking loved it.
Yeah.
I think it's got to be a hard match to watch in person.
Yeah.
Because there are 4 things going on at one time.
At this point, 6.
Well, and what was so funny is like we kind of made the joke earlier in the night, like, cool, what's going to be the song that they loop? And when it's the Young Bucks like marching drum,
Founding Fathers. Yeah.
And then Kenny kills that, and it becomes I'm so excited by the Pointer Sisters, which is look, folks, AEW, if they do nothing else, they can laugh at themselves.
Yeah.
That was a theme song for Dynamite for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And people shit on it so hard that Tony Khan's like, all right, fine. We're gonna act like this never happened. Yeah. And when they had the opportunity to get the laugh, they played it.
Yeah.
And then Kenny dropping the like, it's a great song. It just doesn't fit this vibe.
Let's hit some 2000s rock.
And then it goes to Drowning Pool, Bodies, and they played it 4 times.
4 times.
We counted. Which is perfect because 1, 2, 3, 4 in the song.
Yeah.
And they played it 4 times, and then finally Swerve getting smashed through the speaker box is what killed the music. And I always love the like, what is the thing that stops the music? And Swerve just getting slung through what looked like an amp.
Yeah.
Perfect stop.
I think Death Riders getting pushed into the ambulance was very good.
I thought that was a
Writes them off
great way
perfectly.
to like keep them out of the finish.
Young Bucks versus Kenny and Swerve. As much as we have fantasy booked Kenny versus Okada,
It's still possible,
it
but man.
still looks like we could get Young Bucks versus Kenny versus Swerve, or versus Kenny and Swerve. I can do English.
Allegedly.
At All in Texas, I think it'll be fun, but the exploding table, one-winged angel into the thumbtack Swerve stomp,
Man.
maybe top tier stupid for All In.
I thought it was fantastic because I'm a PWG guy, I'm a deathmatch guy.
Yeah.
I love when wrestling hits its stupidest.
Right.
But I'll tell you, this is definitely one of those times where again the fantasy booking disappointed me. I'm looking at Gabe Kidd, who came in way too late in this match. Let me tell you, the coldest white boy in the game showed up way too late in that match.
Yeah.
But I'm sitting here thinking, like, okay, I said on the rant video, like, oh, it'll probably be Hook or somebody to, like, even the numbers. And I walked away from that and I'm like, who has beef with Gabe Kidd and the Young Bucks and Moxley and Claudio,
Yep.
Eddie Kingston. And the whole time we're watching this match that I'm having way too much fun with, I keep yelling, I think the world's getting a little cold. Might be time to bundle up.
He was.
Tony hit the music.
He was. And no music was hit.
And when Briscoe came out, this is again one of my running themes for the night. Yeah. This is why you don't fantasy book. Briscoe came out, and I love Mark Briscoe. He is one of my favorites going right now.
Yeah.
I was mad it wasn't Kingston.
Yeah.
And it wasn't that it was a bad move to have Briscoe come out for the ambulance spot while he's still soaked in blood from the stretcher match.
Right.
It was a great moment. But I'm sitting here waiting for Kingston to come back. And so again, when you fantasy book, you set yourself up to be disappointed.
Yeah.
And again, great match. But there's that little piece of my heart that's like, well, Kingston never showed up. Yeah. Where's Eddie?
Yep. Maybe he's not ready to come back yet.
Look,
maybe he is, and maybe we're looking at All In Texas.
He dropped some crap about, like, I don't know where I'd fit in the landscape of current AEW, and I'm like, really?
Yeah.
Because one of the biggest matches on one of the biggest cards of the year, you got beef with 5 of the 6 people on one side.
Yeah. Yeah.
Come on.
We'll quickly talk about this and kind of move past it because we really want to talk about the disappointment of the night. We had Kyle Fletcher, Konosuke Takeshita, and Josh Alexander. I did all 3 of those names properly. Give me my props. Versus the Paragon, with the Don Callis family winning, but that sets up Tomohiro Ishii, Brody King, and
Hiroshi Tanahashi.
Buddy,
coming out to set up that Forbidden Door match.
Yeah, I would assume it's Forbidden Door.
They
is
said
6 versus 6.
They said we have Forbidden Door coming up in this summer, so I mean they're teasing it right there.
Yeah.
But I mean, look, Ishii is somehow miraculously ageless.
Yeah.
Because that dude looks just as good as he ever has.
Right.
Brody King's is a goddamn animal. I mean, look at him.
Yeah.
And then Tanahashi comes out, and there's that like, oh my god, it's Tana. And then he hits the first 3 moves. You're like, oh no, Tana, no. I don't want to see you die in the ring. I want you to be the ace. I want you to be high fly flow forever.
We've always said that he's on the retirement tour.
Oh, he's definitely on the retirement tour.
So, like, I think with it coming around, Forbidden Door maybe his last, not his last, but maybe his last in AEW, maybe the last in America. Or, well, it's not going to be in America. It's going to be in the UK.
Yep.
But we'll see what happens.
But that lasts for, like, an American company, and then maybe he sets up, like, a, Great Muta just had that, really fun retirement tour.
Worst case, it's a 6-man at All In Texas, and then a singles match at Forbidden Door in the UK.
Book it.
We'll see what happens. Guys, let's fast forward to the main event. Because, my God, it's 2 sides of a page that we are both completely okay with.
Yeah.
100% on board with either decision. And my God, was that a 50-50 match.
That was say what you will about Meltzer. I think he might break the 5-star rating again. That match was flawless.
I got up, and the fact that I said the words 7-star, not in the Tokyo Dome, guys, it was a great match.
Look, how many more times can you just send Will Ospreay into a feud where it's like, he has to win this thing?
Yeah.
And he's the guy that takes the loss and still looks like the best one out of the 2.
Yeah.
And I am a Hangman guy.
Yeah.
I walked into this match in the rant video. I said, this is about as 50-50 a matchup as I've ever seen in my life going in. Like, I could see totally either one of these guys taking it, and there's no wrong answer. And apparently I was a little bit wrong, because when Hangman got that pin, as much as I remember when he was just the Bucks' buddy they made all the dick jokes about in BTE. Yep. He was a high school teacher still to this. But at the same time, on the other side of that coin, we've been watching Will Ospreay since like Progress Chapter 16, 17, when he was a scrawny 18-year-old kid, almost getting his ear cut off by name redacted.
in the electric ballroom.
To here.
Yeah.
And so, like, watching both of these guys take that meteoric rise, and you're like, I love them both, but, like, I love this one a little bit more.
Yeah.
And just selfishly wanting to see him take the title in Texas.
When I tell you that we were silent
it was
for at least 5, maybe 10 minutes.
It was a lot of jaw drop silence.
It was a lot of just, that really just happened.
And
not in the fact that we were disappointed,
right.
Though we kind of are. But, like, once again, we love Hangman. We fully believe that Hangman deserved that win as well as Ospreay. But in our heads, we fully had Ospreay picking up that title. If
you listen to the rant video, we had a year booked out of what Ospreay could do with the title.
Right.
And I listened to Cultaholic because that's one of my favorite wrestling YouTube channels, and they were talking about the, like, Ospreay has had so many of these, like, okay, I have a problem with this person, I beat him, have a problem with this person, I beat him, and he's just putting on bangers all along the way, and, like, Hangman has this swerve storyline you could do without a title.
Yeah.
Hangman has this redemption arc that you could theoretically do without a title.
Yeah.
Hangman has got issues with the Young Bucks that him and Kenny could potentially do something. Like, you have all of these things, and, like, with Ospreay, it's like the next logical step is just put the belt on him and let him run the division.
Yeah.
But I think when he finally wins the title, it's going to be a moment because, I mean, we had this whole conversation around All In last year. Why would he not win it in Wembley?
Yeah.
Why would he not come from the electric ballroom 20, 30 minutes from Wembley to win it all in Wembley? And he wasn't even in the title match.
Yeah.
And again, it's like, okay, well, this year's got to be it because, like, he's one of the biggest things you have going. He's one of the biggest stars. But Hangman's redemption story takes a precedent right now. And Jon Moxley has been a part of that story.
Yeah.
And so, like, I remember saying it when we finally broke the silence. I'm like, I know that this match in Texas is about to bang. I know this match in Texas is about to blow the roof off the building. And when Hangman inevitably takes that
Texas
title...
This match is about to be the bloodiest fight the two of them have ever seen.
And if it's not Texas Death, Tony, what are you doing? Because you're in Texas.
Yeah.
But as much as I think that match stands to be match of the night, and a candidate for match of the year, just based on the two in it.
Yeah.
Because we kind of had already fantasy booked out Will.
Right.
Again.
Right.
Sorry, Adam Blampier. When you fantasy book, you set yourself up for disappointment. Because bookers think how bookers think. And, like, as fans, you take the ride.
Yeah.
And we can have our ideas, but ultimately, you're taking the ride for the person that has built the story for you.
Yeah.
It's not going to stop us from doing it. It's not going to stop us from wanting different things, but, like, that's wrestling. Ultimately, it comes down to who has the pencil makes the rules. And in the case of, like, a lot of bookers, man, like, there's definitely times where I have not seen the vision until it completely happens in front of me. I'm like, no, I was totally wrong, and you were 100% right, and that's why you have the book, and I'm just behind the camera. You know, like, I get it.
That's why you got the book, and I just work the matches.
You know?
Yeah.
So we're gonna take the ride, and I don't think All In Texas is gonna be worse for these two these two matches that we both were like, well, it's clearly gonna be.
We're gonna see Hangman, and we're going to see Will. Will is not.
Yeah, Will's not walking
going
away.
To work All In Texas.
Whoever you put him in there with, he's gonna kill it.
So all in all, we have to say, go watch Double or Nothing.
If you haven't watched it,
go watch
it. And
if you happen to be watching this so far in the future, and you're like, man, I wanted to recap before I see All In Texas. Screw our recap. Go watch it.
And I hope you like Drowning Pool because you're going to hear it for about 20 minutes
You're
straight.
going to hear it 4 times.
And let me tell you, when the music stops and the crowd is still singing Let the Bodies Hit the Floor,
Yeah.
it was magic.
Yeah.
Say what you will, car crash wrestling, whatever. Those matches are fun.
Yeah, man.
Kenny
Look,
Omega stage dive backflipping off of one of the balconies to the beat drop for the chorus. Come on, man, it's magic.
I'll end it on this note. Forbidden Door is in the UK. And Osprey's all over the poster. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been the storyteller Alex Braddock. Joining me as always.
I'm Cameraman 3, Dylan Gilbert.
And whether it's been a good morning, a good afternoon, a good evening, or good night, I did it all in one take. Screw you. Guys, Double or Nothing was crazy. Go bet on it before you go all in on Texas.
That was a pretty solid little walk away, huh?
See?
Look,
I'm pretty good at what I do.
we are pretty good at this. But, have you heard the good news? You could always quit the business.